Next US president is a current stand-up comic. Who do you want it to be and why? Jon Stewart. I used to want Mitch Hedberg. I still do, but I used to too. Nathan Fielder, because he'd be an innovator at solving problems. I can't be sure there will be good ideas, but they will be new ideas. Edit, I know he's Canadian, he'd have an idea for that too. That's how he gets into office. Edit 2, when was the last time Jon Stewart did an open mic night? He's a show host writer too. There would be a mandatory survey questionnaire about whether you like him as a friend or have any romantic interest in him. The tests would read as so: do you think your president is satisfactory? Yes, no, is he? Maybe a little cute, yes, no. Would you still want to hang out after my term ends, yes, no. Norm Macdonald, because, well, you know, he is dead. Edit, for all the people commenting: 1, he is Canadian. 2, what, he is dead. 3, something about his political views. I only have one thing to say to you. Whoosh. Norm would appreciate this one. I know we all love Norm. He was so mischievously fun, and you know he would have thanked you for your kind words, but he can't. Because he is dead. Or so the Germans would have us believe. Jon Stewart could do the job. It might kill him, but he could do it. Eric Andre, because he will legalize ranch. Can't spell American Dream without Eric Andre in the middle. Holy shit. American Dream 2024. He should run, if only for a joke. If he gets elected, even better. Crap, George Carlin, you left us too soon. Carlin is the most right and wrong answer at the same time. Without counting the little obstacle that he isn't alive. He'd still do a great job, the bar isn't that high. Conan O'Brien. Anyone who has watched his show and his Conan Without Borders series knows the man is intelligent and humble and has already proven his diplomatic skills. Tom Segura. The wall around Louisiana isn't going to build itself. Everybody complains about politicians. Everybody says they suck. Well, where do people think these politicians come from? They don't fall out of the sky. They don't pass through a membrane from another reality. They come from American parents and American families, American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses and American universities, and they are elected by American citizens. This is the best we can do, folks. This is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces: garbage in, garbage out. Is it okay to still want Uncle George to be president? I literally just clicked the post to ask if we could bring GC back from the grave and let him be president. We need many like him in power in the USA. Larry David. Zero tolerance for bullshit. He'd be hyper-focused on local fencing laws. Immediate executive order to ban wobbly tables in restaurants. No Happy New Year after January 7th. Bill Burr. Edit, why? Love that brutal honesty. And he has solutions, you know. Dimitri Martin, because he has the crayons and time to explain things to people. Saw him in Reno a few months ago. The guy is still as funny as I remembered from years ago. He really has a timeless style to his act. I saw him in Canberra a year or two ago. He'd had a shit day, was playing to a half-filled theater. I think they moved him to a larger theater and didn't sell the extra tickets. This was pre-COVID, and the audience was only lukewarm. But he still delivered what was by far the funniest comedy set I've ever had the privilege to see in Australia. Bill Hicks and George Carlin aren't with us anymore. I'm really not sure who to choose now. I was hoping someone here mentioned Bill. These two were the first two people I thought of. Nate Bargatze, because he would actually listen to his advisors. Having a humble president wouldn't be bad, plus his speeches would be funny. Yeah, but if he's too shy-polite to speak up about his wrong order at Starbucks, how will he handle Congress? He just goes to another Congress down the street until he gets what he wants. Conan O'Brien, he's incredibly smart. Tina Fey isn't really known as a stand-up comic, but she is a comic and has done stand-up. I pick her. Feepaller 2024. I mean, I wouldn't be mad to see Donald Glover. Joe Pera. We can all be healed by the gravity of his Mr. Rogers vibe. Every household must grow at least one tomato plant. Sorts by controversial. Eric Andre, who the hell knows what he'd do? Stephen Wright, his State of the Union addresses would be epic. It's a small world, but I wouldn't want to have to paint it. I have a life-sized model of it though. Would you mind getting off of it? Lewis Black. Bo Burnham, though he's not old enough yet, so we'd have to wait 15 years. Someone so openly self-critical would make an awful politician, but a great policymaker. Jon Stewart is top comment, and I couldn't agree more. I feel like that's the only answer. I'm drawing blanks on anyone who isn't already dead. Hassan Minhaj. Gabriel Iglesias, just so we can finally get what Donald Trump threatened us with if Hillary Clinton became president: taco trucks on every corner. Stephen Colbert. He has a way of making ridiculous people actually feel embarrassed. Tim Dillon. What is politics if not fake business? Wanda Sykes. Because she'd be the GOP's worst nightmare. A gay woman of color in charge of everything. Ali Wong. Ronnie Cheng. Literally did a stand-up about being the first Asian president. Funniest as hell edit, spelled the guy's name wrong. THX for pointing that out. Definitely D. Reynolds. John Mulaney. Luther and Katandra, the Obama's anger translators. In character. Pete Davidson, just to see how Kanye would react. Gaffigan. Jenny Slate. Funny, smart, thoughtful, and no sexual assaults. Steve Martin. Tig Notaro. Doug Stanhope. Imagine Eddie Murphy as president, haha. Probably be a better world. Nick Mullen. Rowan Atkinson, but Hess portraying Mr. Bean. I want to see what he gets done, and how it happens. Chappelle is the only acceptable answer. Joey Diaz. Bill Burr. Just the right amount of controversy, lol. Dave Chappelle, because he would keep it real. God, I wish George Carlin was still alive. Al Franken. David Cross. I trust him. Patton Oswalt. Lewis Black, hands down. Nate Bargatze. Absolutely Bo Burnham. Sam Morrill. I hope I spelled that right. Edit, I never included Y. I think that he is truly a man of the people. His comedy speaks to that. Also, just think about his witty remarks at local world politics. Stephen Colbert or John Oliver. Volodymyr Zelensky. Oh wait, he's not a comedian anymore. Larry David, and Leon Black as VP. John Oliver. Eddie Izzard. I know she's not a US citizen, but she is still my choice. George Carlin. Hess a little more spry and lively these days than most presidents that have held office. Chappelle, Hess a goddamn genius, and not just comically. Dude, man is smart. Bill Burr. No contest. Dave Smith. Michael Malice for press secretary. Craig Ferguson. Sarah Silverman. A liberal female blue comic Jew would make certain people's heads explode. Duncan Trussell. George Carlin, but he's dead. Tim Heidecker as president and Eric Werheimer as vice president. Jon Stewart or Bill Burr. Bill Burr, he seems like a real duckin' dude. Sinbad. He did a great job playing the genie in Shazam. My fellow Americans, you ever tried DMT? Going to have to go with Christopher Titus and Dan Cummins.